The Grey Man, does whatever a Grey Man can. Can he make a comic feed? Yes, he can. He just did. Watch now, a video from Grey Man. A video from Grey Man.
Hey there, it's Bloggy time. Hi there. That was an impersonation of Genome for some reason, because he says that he always says the same thing, but he says like, "Hi there, it's Genome," and he puts his hands out like that. I don't think he always does it, but I don't know why, it just popped in my head. Anyway, why am I laughing? What's there to laugh about? Got no money. I've actually bid for a couple of things on eBay again because I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I just went to try and get some money from the government, some benefit money, because I've got no bloody money. They make it all so hard to bloody well apply for stuff. Asking so many questions I haven't got the bloody answers for. You know, it's just I get halfway. I've done it loads of times. Well, not loads of times. I've done it a few times. I get halfway through a form and I just go, you know what, sod it. I don't bother. And I just end up scraping by on whatever I can scrape by on. Because it's so much of a bloody pain in the arse to try and sign up for stuff. But anyway, such is life. I might get back to it. They weren't asking about a tenancy agreement I've never seen. You either have to make up an answer and hope that it's right. And then they get always about, oh, if you make any mistake, you know, don't any lies on this, you'll be blah blah this, blah blah that. So I don't know what to go with. Anyway, let's just show you some comics. I don't know why I bother telling you that. It's rather boring. Oh yeah, right. So I was going for the cage, and it happened to be like a Terror Inc. because there was a crossover story. I think I needed another. I'm sure there's another one that crossed. Yeah, it's a 6-parter. And I haven't got all the parts here, so where are the rest of the parts? I thought I would have had all the parts. Oh no, I've got a couple of parts missing. Well, I don't know, never mind. I thought I had all the parts of it at one point, but I just don't appear to. So, Terror Inc. I think there was a Silver Sable comic as well, maybe they had one of them in, I'm not too sure. But that was that weird guy there, Terror. I don't think he survived much longer. He had a comic for about a couple of years, I think. It's Love and Money, this storyline was called. Bit glary in here today. It's because I've got the overhead light on, and there's not so much light outside because I'm filming it a bit late today. This is part 5 of that storyline. Because Silver Sable was a mercenary, and I'm sure she was probably hiring Luke Cage for his muscle. Gonna go for the rest of this box today. Well, one of these Luke Cage, well, just Cage as it's called, he's got a very loose cover. I think the cover's actually off. I may replace it one day, but I'm not, not in any particular fuss for it. If I see it going cheap, if I remember which one it is, I think it's number 15. Maybe I'll pick it up. And this is the end of this 20-issue run. And the next time I saw Cage, it was in a Max storyline. Got the glare off of his knuckle duster there, as well as off the plastic. It's also got a necklace for showing off his beefy chest, and here he's making sweet, sweet love to some lady. Oh yeah, go on, Cage. How does he feel stuff? I mean, his rock hard skin, is it still sensitive to sensation? These are the things you've got to ask yourself. Oh, and there he is. Looks like he's been locked up. And they quite handily gave him his own prison duds with his name on the back. And here's someone with a grill. I'm assuming it's Luke. He's got himself a gold grill with his name on it. All about the bling. Right, and these, I actually got these for free. Someone gave me a load of comics one time, and I had most of these. there was 2 missing, and I went to a London Comic Con a while back, and there were two in there for 50p each, and it was the ones that I needed. It was like, oh yeah, cool. That'll do me then. Not the great. I mean, I can't remember them being particularly good. These stories a bit later on in Marvel for me. This is long after I stopped collecting Marvel. It's written by Ostrander though, so it can't be too terrible. That one was by Ostrander. Most of them were by Ostrander, so maybe I'll give it another read one day. Currently reading Superman, the new Superman series 2 from 1 to 50. I've got the whole run from 1 to 50 now, so I'm reading that. This is before the triangle numbers, but it's still blinking crosses over to actions, so I'm having to read the stilted storyline. This is one of the things that annoys me. I wish comics kept to their own comic. Stories kept to their own comic. All this crossing over, when it comes to reading them back, it's an absolute arseache, not to put it too politely. It's an absolute arseache to bloody well to read the stories back. You just have to read them with jumps and, you know, not getting the full story. It's a bit of a shame. Black Knight's been beaten up by Luke Cage. Betrayal, double-sized anniversary spectacular. Right, coming towards the end now. I think I got the full run of this. I'm not too sure how long it went on for. Looks like there's about 18 or 20 of them altogether. I'm assuming it was the full run. I think I looked it up at one point. Here there be dragons, and Black Knight's there, so he's still in the comics. I'm assuming they made friends again. To Kill a Tiger. Looks like She-Hulk's in the team as well. I think it was introduced. She-Hulk and Cage had a fling at one point, I believe. A relationship. I don't know if it was a fling or a full-blown relationship. I think it was one of those things that may not have been shown in the comic, but might have been an aside of conversation at one point. I think I remember hearing that. Yeah, it looks like I think Heroes are Hire is more. It was more heroes basically being hired. So I imagine Black Knight was part of the team. She-Hulk was part of the team. Yeah, someone spoiled Cage and She-Hulk's night out. Now things are gonna get ugly. Yeah, so maybe they were a thing. I do worry about superpowered people having sexual relationships with non-superpowered people, especially when they've got super strength and endurance. I mean, Luke Cage, I'll have to look it up. I'm sure he's only got a 3 ton lift capability, strength class, 3 ton strength class. I'm sure he has. So, you know, let's not go there. Let's not go there, brain. Just that She-Hulk might break you, that's all I'm thinking. But anyway, and as for Superman and Lois Lane, dangerous stuff is all I'm saying about that. Dangerous bloody stuff. Alright, that's the last one. Number 19, Heroes for Hire. Oh yeah, I meant to talk about Dial H for Hero. I bought the Dial H for Hero, the most recent series. I think it was originally meant to go for 6. Maybe. I remember hearing it was going to go for 6 episodes and it went longer. I really enjoyed it. I read the whole lot in one day, all 12 issues in one day. It had a good hark back to earlier stuff. There were some tropes in there that have been going for a while with Dial H, where, you know, there was a mysterious figure and it's like, yeah, well, I know who that is already. And I wasn't too sure about the timeline though. I know that you know, to me, they were. We know what time's like in comics. It's like they can't see to make up their minds. If I mean, yeah, let's just say this person was around with others. I'm sure they're around now who are still young and they were old. But yeah, you know, it means it's. I could be mistaken. I don't think maybe he didn't start out. I think he. Oh, I can't remember now. But anyway, you know, comics is comics. You haven't got to try not to worry about those kind of things. And some of the characters, some of the heroes that were created were really funny. The two central characters are like a young fellow and a young lady on the run, being chased by people who wanted to get the H dial back so they could get the that's the thing that annoys me slightly about Dial H comics, is that they're always made darker than what they used to be, and I'd much rather it just, you know, a couple of teenagers, you know, fighting crime. None of this dark stuff about people who used to have the dial before have become addicted to it and they want that rush again of being a superhero. Although it maybe it makes sense. It does make sense if you think about it. If you suddenly had superpowers for an hour, you know, and that sensation must be such a rush that you'd want to have it again. So it does make sense in that respect. But I'm kind of like, I like the old innocent days of comic books. You know, I'd rather they were just, you know, if they could do a run like that at some point, where it's just like it was in the 80s when it was Chris King and Vicky Grant just changing, you know, into superheroes, fighting supervillains, you know, none of this angst and, you know, people addicted to the H dial and, you know, that kind of thing. It got very, very cosmic as well. That this Dial H, very, very cosmic. The whole universe, the multiverse, the Speed Force, everything was just one giant H dial. And the antagonist villain wanted to dial the H dial, so everyone in the universe, in the multiverse, became a hero. He had his motivations for it, and you know, it was kind of like he wasn't really a super bad guy. But maybe his idea was a bit dubious and probably not for the best. But you know, he thought he was. Yeah, and he was a bit of a bad guy because he did you know, he kind of thought that the end justified the means or whatever. So he was quite happy to use people and at one point try and get someone killed. So yeah, he wasn't the greatest. But yeah, anyway, so it was 12 issues. It was good. I enjoyed it. I liked the one facet that I liked about it as well. They didn't have in the previous ones, is that each of the heroes that were dialed up had an origin, and you'd quite often get a little origin sort of page, just a one-page origin, and there were some unique kind of structures to it as well. One of the episodes, you read the sort of like the benevolent seeming high-powered guy from front to middle, and the other guy's story you read from it wasn't even front to middle. It was literally the pages were, so you'd have the bad guy's story starting at the back, going in reverse order, and then you had the good guy's story starting at the front, playing in normal time, and then kind of they met up at the end or in the middle or something like that, where it was interesting formats, a little bit confusing, but you know, also quite adventurous, quite fun, I thought. And so yeah, and I got them for a third of the price that they would have cost. I wouldn't have been happy to pay, you know, full price, because I just think comics are too expensive. £3.50 a comic, it's like, oh god, man, that's a bit pricey. To me, it seems pricey. It makes them used to, you know, buying comics at cheaper price, and I do often wonder if my sense of budget is not as good as it could be. Like, and you know, things probably, maybe that it should be the price. You know, it's the perfectly reasonable price. But I always think, oh bloody hell, that's expensive. I think my brain's working on old money or something. I don't know. But yeah, but if you can get it cheap and you like a Dial H for a hero anyway, then I would definitely recommend picking it up, because it's a good little read, a fun little read. Yeah, and Superman in it as well. Anyway, you have to go. I ain't gonna go there. If you want to read it, check it out. It's a good read. So basically, the reason I'm going into it, I should have brought the comics in, is because Ranger Sly was asking me, you know, to let him know what I thought of it. So that's why I'm going into it a bit more. I would say, yeah, if you can find it going cheap, Ranger Sly, pick it up. It's a good little read. I enjoyed it. If you like Dial H anyway, then yeah, you'll probably enjoy it. There was plenty of soccer magees to satisfy my soccer magee need. I can never work out, is it soccer magee or soccer McGee? I don't really think it matters. It's, you know, I think soccer magee because you say gee whiz, didn't you? So soccer magee. Anyway, yeah. I have got small channels I need to shout. I was going to start a shout out one, but I'm going to shout out OverEasyMode instead. OverEasyMode, I'll be trying to get him some more subs, get more watches on his video. He does really quality videos. His videos are really high quality. He doesn't do that many. He's not prolific. He does them every now and again because obviously he takes a bit of time to work out what he's going to say, to get all the footage together and that. And he's done a couple of like kind of adult comic kind of related videos before, where he's looked at some, I think, European, like Barbarella. He did look at the Barbarella movie, how the Barbarella movie compared to the Barbarella comics. And there was another character he look at. I can't remember what her name was now. He had to blur out all the boobies and bushes. In fact, I don't think he blurred out the bushes, but let's not go there. Anyway, he blurred out all the boobies. This one that he did most recently was a look at the Conan movie and comparing it to the Conan movie adaptation, comic adaptation. And obviously, and I thought it was a really cool little documentary, and it was like really cool because obviously the Conan movie is awesome, and it was just like panel for panel showing what compared with his own insights and history and that of the character. And so he's got under 200 subs, and I don't know, his videos get 20 views. I'm not looked for. I didn't know, but the one that he put up yesterday had 2 comments, and it's just like, I think it deserves more. So I'll be putting the video and his subscription thing up in the corner. He always comments on my videos as well, so he's cool. It comes into my live chat, so he supports me. So obviously I want to support, even though I don't know him, I say he's my mate. Anyway, so go sub up OverEasyMode and check out his Conan video. It's a cracker. And come back tomorrow for another one of my bloggy blogs. Blog. Try it. Honestly, just go look in the mirror and go bloggy for about 5 minutes. It cracks me up. I don't know if it would crack up anybody else. It's just my brain that finds it highly amusing just to go blog every now and again. But I am weird. Anyway, until next time, may all your news be good news.
Go and sub over easy mode. Go and watch all his videos a load. Watch the one about Conan and the one about Barbarella. If you don't, you'll be a horrible fella or a woman who's also horrible for not watching it, even though it might be interesting to you because it's got boobs in it.